Hello, UberChic Beauty has just come out with set 12. This set has all of the features that UberChic Beauty includes on their 3-plate sets. So there are some images that have both negatives and positives. There are little isolated images to go with the bigger full nail images. There are some lacy images, and then there's a variety of different styles. So that when you buy one of these sets, you're going to have enough variety of different kinds of things to suit all of your different nail needs. So, okay, let's take a look at this. This is 1201, so this is the first of the 3 plates. So this is a beautiful brocade style image. This I think is beautiful for, anytime you want an elegant mani, or I think these sorts of patterns, in my opinion, go really, make really beautiful Christmas manis too. They're also good for background texture. So this is a geometric-ish mandala. Images like this where you have a solid image, they're really great for fast stamping when you want just to be able to lay down one color and go in quickly and get a beautiful look. I love that she gives you the little ones to go with the bigger ones like that, so you can mix and match and you can have this on one nail and one of these on another. Lots of design flexibility in that. This says running late is my cardio, so... Yeah, I think we've all had that day. This is a circle dots image, but this would be great to play around with as a dotticure. Go in just with the dotting tool and you can play around with colors in a super easy way. I like that she's got a negative version of this too, so you can put, this on one nail, that on the other, play around with that. This is a beautiful textile image. It almost gives a 3D look, like layers of fabric, like maybe trim on the bottom of a skirt or something, just really beautiful. I love the waves here and how she's played with the waveforms where the solids are versus the little lines. And she's got some similar images made up of similar sort of lines in her other sets. So if you have some of her other sets, take a look at that too. You can get some mixy-matchy things there. Some little very simple flowers. You can easily just stamp this color on one color on a different color. You can stamp this like in white over a gradient or black over a gradient. It would look beautiful. You can go in and lead light over these. You can go in and you can make a decal if you wanted to. Just maybe highlighting like 3 right there. And then again, we've got the bigger image and then another smaller image that you can mix and match with, and a negative image. So there's all kinds of things you can do there, just even with a single color of stamping polish, to make a bunch of different kinds of cool manis without even necessarily having to think about it. Here is a beautiful carnation. She's gotten a little bit farther away from these. She hasn't been putting as many of these on the last few sets, and I love them. I think that these realistic flowers are just really gorgeous. And then she gives you the inset up here from this little area, so you can play around with having that on one nail and that on another nail, however you want to do that. These are really beautiful. They remind me kind of lotus flower, and then the beautiful butterflies that go with them. I just think I love this. If you just wanted those 2 flowers, like on my nail, I could get just those 2 flowers. Of course, you can capture, the butterflies and things too if you want to, but I like that she gives those 2 together right there, so you can just get those 2 if you want. Here we have some leaves, some little heart-shaped leaves, so you could play around with the heart shape of that. You've got the negative version and then the little bitty complementary one that you can play around with. She always does some sort of mandala shape like this, and so this complements that. This is more of an up-close part of that. But notice, I love that she always gives you some images where you have an edge, so you can play around with that edge. You can have it, coming up and just leave a little bit blank. You could have this part just coming down like almost like a French manicure, just, ignore that. So when she does those free edges like that, I love the design flexibility that gives. Oh, I love this. This is like, it reminds me of the texture of a lychee nut, but it's obviously some kind of flower that I don't know the name of. This is the cutest little bundle of flowers, and then one little individual one that you can stamp. So you could do one big bundle of these on your accent nail, and then just 1 or 2 of these on your other nails, a little bit more sparse. Or you could, have this on the accent nail and have this coming down in various layers across your manicure on either side. That would be adorable. I love these suns. They're very cheerful and bright, and especially since we're coming into fall and winter, so we're not going to be seeing the sun a whole lot. Most of the hemisphere, at least, is And then you've got the little matching one there. So this is a nice kind of cheerful way to bring sun back into your life. I love the look of this. This could look like flowers depending on the color you use. To me, it reminds me kind of a little bit of like corn stalks. That's probably because I'm in the kind of fall Halloween state of mind. You could do it in green for a grass effect, and there's your matching one there. You could do this as a background and then stamp flowers over it. So you could, stamp a few flowers in, like these are the leaves of the flowers. So you could play around with that in a bunch of different ways. I love the paisley here. And I like that this isn't super, super cluttered. So if you want something that's really intricate, you can pull that. But if you want a more open space kind of feel, you've got this here. I love that this wave image looks 3D. There's all of these different layers to give you depth. And then this mosaic, this beautiful mosaic with your little matching one up here that you can play with. You can turn this into a beautiful decal. You could go through and do stripes of different colors or like a gradient of colors going across this in your decal. You could stamp it over a gradient in a complementary color. You can put, little dots of color or little rhinestones or whatever you want in there. Stamp it and then use some tape to just isolate stripes of this and put stripes up your nails if you want off of this. Here is 1202. And here we've got some more little waves. This looks like a map of farmland with fields of grain on it. Again, here's another one that gives you these free edges that you can play around with. So how beautiful would that be? It gives this beautiful like Art Deco look with this intricate edge to it without you having to play around and try to isolate that edge. And then the same thing here. Oh my gosh, that would be just a gorgeous French manicure. And if you haven't tried French manicures, if you like French manicures but you never could get them right before with stamping, now with the clear stampers, give it a shot. It's so much easier. It's like, I'm not going to say it's foolproof, but it's close. So give it a shot. And then in the same sort of vein, we've got this right here where you could go and open just up half moon and then have this going across your nail. You could have it more directly as a French manicure, even all the way as a French manicure. Just gorgeous. This, I've never seen a pattern quite like this before with like, it's almost like clover and then the dots, and you can play around with the different dots of color. And I like that there's just the pattern here and then the dots come out towards the edge. So you can play around with that again in a lot of ways. Like you could even, same thing, you could do French manicure. I know I'm kind of stuck on that right now. Or have this come up with the bubbles coming off. Even if, you're not doing it a half moon, but look at the delicate feel that gives you with leaving your edge open in a way that you can't, if you tried to do that with this, well, it just looks like your image got cut off, as opposed to this where it's got that beautiful feel of being finished and delicate. Okay, here we have, this is a positive and negative of these flowers, and then you've got the kind of medallion-y flower, right, that you can play around with as well. Inspire Me, that's very nice. And again, I love this with, notice you can, like for me with my nail, I could get a full nail image out of that without a problem, but then I can also play around with this bendy edge and have it just, coming across my nail or however I want to do that. And then this looks to me like spaghettis or a ball of yarn. So if you're a knitter, or something like that, you can play around with that. Now, this is interesting to me. It looks like this, you might be able to overlap this because it looks like the same design, but this is a negative over a positive. So if you wanted to play around with that, you could, or you can just in your manicure mix it up on different nails, however you want to play around with that. Another sort of mosaic thing here, I haven't tested this out, so again, I can't be sure, but this looks like you might be able to layer this over that if you wanted to play around with those different colors. You could even like isolate just one row of these on your nail and then stamp this over so that the other ones, your base polish shows through, but in this row, the image that you stamped here shows through. Again, check it, test it. I'm not sure, but it looks from the dimensions like it should layer. And then of course you've got this isolated one that maps around with that. This little isolated one, I feel like this, I think it's meant to go with this, but I think it could also go with this. I think it could go with this. I think it could go with this one up here. I think you could even play around with it with that. So this one has a lot of flexibility, I think. This one is definitely meant to go along with this beautiful little delicate almost chintzy kind of pattern. And then here again is another one. Play around with that. The cool thing about this is you can get both edges if you have longer nails on your nail. Look at that. Like so, all right, we've got some geometrics here and you've got your isolated geometric you can do along with that. Cool little butterfly. Here we've got this negative space butterfly image. So if you've got, you know, beautiful hollow, this would be gorgeous if you had a beautiful hollow gradient of different hollows under there, or a stereotype of different hollows or glitters, and you let the butterfly shape show through. What's interesting to me too is like this, I think, layers directly with that. So if you wanted to do that but then have a specific color under there, you could. So you can play around with that as well. This again, I think, goes up with this image, but also matches a number of the other ones on this plate, so you can play around with that. I love these waves here. If you turn it on its side this way, it's like almost like a horizon, or like a ship just went by and there's this wake of waves going through there. So that's beautiful. And this way, tendrils reaching up of like seaweed or something. It's gorgeous. And then another little butterfly, same thing to do with these. And then you've got the negative and the positive of this image. So an accent nail in this and the rest of your nails like that, or vice versa. All right, and here is plate 1203, and we've got this beautiful leafy image that you can play around with fall. Gorgeous. I don't know what the name of this flower is. Is it some sort of lily? Like a water lily? It's gorgeous, whatever it is. Dance in the Rain. This is another one that has a mosaic feel to me. And again, look at the dots, ready-made Dotacure, or you could, you know, play around with diamond glitters along with that. And then you've got your little isolated one there you can play around with. This too shall pass. Oh, that's beautiful. And then you've got a raindrop for your rain, and you've got Smell the Roses. Cute little curly cues here, easy stamping for those days when you want a fast manicure. You've got these waves in sort of a 3D effect. It looks like a sun to me. And again, you could definitely, like, if you had like a flower here and you wanted to have this be like the rays of the sun coming off, you certainly could. I like that she gave you that round shape to play with. Burdened with Glorious Purpose. You rock. This is my happy hour. Love my layers. Like bubbles or like rings from setting down your coffee. This makes great background texture. Or you could do it in different colors, like stamp first in, you know, in white, and then in red, and then in blue, and that would give you a 4th of July manicure that's a little bit different. You could do it in autumn shades and get beautiful, you know, fall colors across your nails, play around with all of that kind of things. You could also, you know, make decals and color in parts of this and not in others, and then you've got this cool, you know, geometric-y kind of look. This beautiful fern-like pattern. It also kind of looks like a Japanese dragon to me. Like if you have a Japanese dragon image somewhere and you want to put that along with it, I bet you that would be gorgeous. I'd have to see them together, but you know, just an idea, just an idea. Cute little henna style image. And again, you could play around with little dots of colors here and there. You could color this in a decal. You could lead light it. You could stamp it just as it is. Gorgeous. You could stamp this over a gradient. It would be beautiful. You could go in and lead light in different areas, and that would be beautiful. Love my layers, because here she's got some patterns for you that are meant to be layered. So this is meant to be able to be layered over this. So what you've got here are these different, the diamonds are going to be filled in. So maybe you want to stamp this in like a light blue and then stamp a darker blue over it. Or maybe you want to stamp this in like red and then have gold over it. Same thing here. These bubbles are designed to fit right over these stars, so you can play around with that. These are roses, so you could stamp this in pink and then stamp in red over, and you've got your dual color roses. Follow the arrows, and then this in green to get your little leaves around your roses. I really love this with the trees and then the birds that you can stamp, and they go right on the little branches. It's so cute. So you could stamp these in brown and then have your beautiful little birds in blue or whatever color you want your birds to be. And keep in mind, like, you could use this separately. You could use almost all of these separately. I wonder how that would look over this. I would give that a shot. And then Ladybugs. So you stamp this in red and then stamp that over in black, and you've got this beautiful, perfect little Ladybugs with like no muss, no fuss. And then she's even given you one here that you can layer. She's giving you a couple extra birds that you can play around with. Crazy, loud, fun, and blessed. All right, let's talk about size. UberChic Beauty's full nail images are about 1/8 of an inch under 3/4 of an inch wide and about 7/8 of an inch long. Just to kind of give you a feel for the sizes there, I will show you that, and I will have a still on my blog. Do a quick shot of that for you, and a quick shot of that one for you. Okay, for my stamping test, I'm going to use Sally Hansen Insta-Dry in Prompt Blue, and I'm going to use my UberChic XL Sticky Stamper. Here's 1201. Great image. Great transfer. Great pickup. And great transfer. Great pickup. And great transfer. Okay, for 1202. Great pickup. I pulled up a little weird from the side, so I will do that one again. Great pickup and great transfer. Great pickup and great transfer. Great pickup and great transfer. Great pickup, great transfer. Okay, 1203. Gorgeous pickup. And hard to see with the light, but beautiful transfer. I'm going to do a layering pair. Good pickup. And I'm going to just roll that one on because it's not as important to place that perfectly. And for my second layer, I'm going to use Messy Mansion Hydrangea Blue. And I've got my pretty flowers there. And these colors are not the best together, but you can see how it works and how well that stamps. Okay, so that is collection 12. They stamp really well, great images. I will link everything down below, and thank you for watching.